Okay, the cutting is done. So now I have to put it together, and this is where I truly don't know what I'm doing. But this is loosely the sequence, and then it will roll so that we get a tube. So I've already joined a few layers. I learned how to do this part better. So there will be a few more steps involved in finishing that part of the scrunchie. But there's an easier way. So here's how I should have done this. So the idea remains the same. This will close the tube, but the idea is I have the tweed fabric. I have the satin fabric. And in between them, I need to sandwich the green ribbon. And the same thing is happening here, I should note. So this is what you need to do. From the get-go, I did not do that. I will fix my mistake. Like I said, I'm figuring things out as I go. So I have a better method for this second joining. So here's what we need to do. You need to take the ribbon, and you want to fold it in half and press it, and you want to fold it the wrong sides together so that it's right side facing. In half, press it. Next, what you want to do is to take the satin ribbon and then the tweed, your two wide ones that make up the scrunchie, and put them right sides facing. So again, you should be doing this from the get-go. Right when you have everything disassembled, you should grab the wide satin one and the other one, put them right side together. And then what you want to do is you want to insert this ribbon, and what you want to do is to insert it. They should essentially have all of the raw edges should all be together. So you want to put it right in here and like this in between. And I have everything. I have a layer of one of the wide ribbons. Then I have the two edges of the narrow ribbon. And then I have the edge of the other one. So it's all 4 layers put together. And then the challenge is to pin them all of those 4 layers, put them all, pin them all, and stitch just a single row of stitching. And I am going to do an overhang stitch simply because one of my layers of fabric is indeed frayed. So now I form the tube. It's completely closed. So off camera, I am going to go ahead and fix my mistake. And the way I'm going to fix it is I'm going to fold this over, press it so that I do get the fold in the ribbon. Right now it doesn't have a fold, and then I will have to it's not really top stitching. It's like stitching it all over again through all 4 layers so that I will have a finish that will be identical to this one, and then I'll come back. At this point, it's good to do a little bit of cleanup. Any stray threads, either from fraying or from stitching. And then even out the ends. So this one is good because that's where I started the stitching at. And this one ended up completely weird. Stretchy fabric, I still have not mastered that. Fortunately, this is a scrunchie, so it'll be fine. The only thing is I'm gonna go ahead and trim that evenly. So perhaps the lesson, if you're a beginner, make your bands just more than enough, and then you can trim them at the end to make it even. I'm gonna lose some of my back stitching, but like I said, this is a scrunchie, it's not load bearing, and then we'll be working more, there will be more seams that get worked, and so hopefully we'll stabilize whatever did not get back stitched. Now comes the moment of truth where we turn this inside out or right side out. Alright, I pressed it nice and flat. Now, here comes the hard part. Until now, it was all child play. We need to close this. So, maybe you have a better way, but the way I figured this out is to fold one of the ends, fold it in by maybe by about 1.5 centimeters, half an inch. Fold that in, and then we want to insert the other part in there. Insert that. So now you can kind of see how this might give a decently clean finish. But it needs to be closed in such a way that it's like, I don't want to stitch all 4 layers together, or however many layers we have. It needs to be attached without catching the underlayer, if that makes sense. What might help is that there's parts of it that don't need to be closed. And I'm thinking like my whole underside, everywhere where I have this blue fabric or purple, I'm going to leave that open. So that might help, because then I can use that as a way in and stitch the other side without catching that front. So it's definitely a hand stitching job. And I think I'm going to also, where I took it in, I'm going to press this with my iron flat. That wasn't easy. I did best I could. So this is closed, but there's an opening here, and the scrunchie is also, it's a tunnel. It's completely opened. The two, yeah, it's like a donut, completely hollow. There's a tunnel inside. So this is where we'll want to put the elastic, and this is where it would end normally for a scrunchie, but this one is a little special. There's one more step to do, and that is we want to work they utilized their bobbin. But yeah, so we want to work a double row of stitching, so two rows of stitches. And you want them to be 2 centimeters apart, down the middle. So down the middle here, 2 centimeters apart, 2 rows of stitching, and that's it is between those 2 rows of stitches that we're going to be inserting our elastic to finish the scrunchie. And this will take care of this big gap here that I have right now, and right now it can kind of come undone and be messy, but when I work those 2 rows of stitching, I'm going to go all around like a ring, so it's going to secure this opening here, so this will no longer move around anymore.